The world was silent for Leo, but it was never quiet. Where others heard the roar of the wind, Leo saw sapphire ribbons swirling through the pines. Where they heard the heavy thud of a heartbeat, he saw a steady crimson pulse radiating through the air. To Leo, life was a dance of light, a visual orchestra that only he could conduct. But today, the music was fading. At the heart of the village, the guardian tree, the soul of the whispering wilds, stood brittle and gray. Its branches, once heavy with shimmering emerald melodies, were now silent. The elders whispered of an ancient drought, not of water, but of spirit. If the tree fell silent, the forest would follow. Leo touched the trunk. He saw nothing. No ripples, no hum, just a cold, hollow void. He looked at his hands, then toward the deep, wild horizon. He knew what he had to do. He didn't need ears to hear the forest's cry. He just needed to find the rhythm again. He began to run. His bare feet hit the moss, sending up sparks of pale green light. He reached the great falls, where the water crashed against the rocks. In his eyes, it was an explosion of electric cobalt. He reached out, his fingers catching the crystalline silver vibrations of the mist, pulling them into a glowing orb he carried in his chest. That was the base, the foundation. Next, he sprinted into the valley of the striding gold. A herd of deer thundered past. Their movement created waves of warm amber and thumping crimson. Leo ran alongside them, his heart matching the tempo of their hooves, snatching the golden streaks of their speed. That was the percussion, the heartbeat. Higher he climbed, to the peak of whispers, where the wind whipped with the sharpness of a flute. He caught the violet swirls of the mountain air, weaving them into his growing sphere of light. He returned to the village as the sun began its golden descent. He was exhausted, his lungs burning, but his chest was glowing with a kaleidoscope of gathered light. The villagers watched in awe as the silent boy stood before the dying giant. Leo didn't speak. He moved. With the grace of a conductor, he released the vibrations, the cobalt of the falls, the amber of the deer, the violet of the wind. They spiraled outward, colliding with the gray bark. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a tiny golden ripple shivered at the root. Then another. A low, visual hum began to thrum through the earth. The gray retreated as a tidal wave of emerald light surged up the trunk, exploding into leaves that didn't just grow, they sang in colors Leo had never seen. The forest was awake, the symphony was restored. Leo stood in the center of the shimmering golden hour, the conductor of a world that finally understood. Sometimes the most beautiful music is the kind you feel with your soul.